Okay, so that last video had to do with factoring numbers where everything was positive. Now today we're going to make it a little bit more complicated with some negative numbers that are involved. So let's start with something like this. X plus 8, x minus 2. And if we multiply this out, then we're going to get x times x is x squared. Now remember how to get the middle number? To get the middle number, I'm going to circle this one, including that plus sign. I'm going to circle this one, including the negative sign. And we are adding those numbers together. So if I add the numbers together, I'm going to have positive 8 plus negative 2. All right, and then what's positive 8 plus negative 2? Now, if ever you see a positive next to a minus, then that always will turn into a minus. That's going to be 8 minus 2 is 6. So this is the middle number. We're adding these together to get the middle number. And 8 plus negative 2 is actually the same thing as just 8 minus 2. So that middle number is going to be positive 6x. Okay, what about the last number? The last number comes from multiplying the two numbers. So if I multiply the two numbers, I have 8 times negative 2. Now the rule for multiplying things is a positive times a negative is always going to be a negative. That's going to be negative 16. Okay, so that's how we multiply things. But remember, factoring is the opposite process. So if I wanted to factor this, we're going to erase this. I'm going to erase this. I'm just looking at 6 and negative 16. And I've got to play that same game again where I say, what are the two numbers that multiply to be negative 16 that add up to be 6? So I'm going to make a list of all the numbers that multiply to be negative 16. So we're going to start with 1 and negative 16. Then we're going to go up to 2 and negative 8. And then 3 and, just kidding, 3 doesn't go into 16. And then 4 and negative 4. Now that's not the whole list, right? Because I can add some more things here. I could do negative 1 and positive 16, negative 2 and positive 8, and I could flip around the 4 and negative 4, but there's no point. Okay, so I've got all of these different possibilities to look through. Now, when you solve these problems, you have to be prepared for the fact that you're going to fail more times than you succeed. In fact, I'm going to fail a whole bunch here because I'm trying to find combos that add to 6. 1 minus 16, no go. 2 minus 8, that's negative 6, no go. 4 minus 4 is 0. I'm starting to feel really discouraged now. Negative 1, 16, that's 15. Doesn't seem like anything works out. And then suddenly, aha, negative 2 plus 8. That's the same thing as 8 minus 2. And so now I can fill that in here. This is x minus 2, x plus 8. And that is how you factor that. Okay, let's do another one here. Let's do something like this. Let's do x squared minus 3x plus 2. So to factor this, we're going to circle the last number 2, and I make a list of all the numbers that multiply to be 2. Now it's going to be a really short list, right? Because it's just 1 times 2. But that's not it. That's not everything, right? Because a negative 1 times a negative 2, a negative times a negative is a positive. That also multiplies to be positive 2. Now I'm looking for the combo that adds to be negative 3. 1 plus 2 is positive 3. Negative 1 plus negative 2, that's going to be negative 3. So that's the one that I want. We're going to write this as x minus 1, x minus 2, and we're done. Okay, so here's one for you to work on. Let's say we've got x squared plus, what's a good one? Plus 3x minus 10. Okay, so negative 10, making our list. 1 and negative 10, 2 and negative 5. Flipping those signs around, and the one that works is the last one. That's going to be x minus 2x plus 5. Check it to see. Negative 2 plus 5. Negative 2 plus 5 is the same thing as 5 minus 2. That's a 3. Negative 2 times 5 is going to be negative 10. So I've got my positive 3. I've got my negative 10, and I factored this. Okay, another one for you to do. Let's say we've got x squared minus 6x plus 8. Okay, 8 is 1 and 8, 2 and 4. Negative 1 times negative 8, negative 2 times negative 4. The one that we want is negative 6, and so it's that last combo, x minus 2, x minus 4. And we can check negative 2, negative 4, give me negative 6. Negative 2 times negative 4, positive 8. And so we're good. Okay, so that's it. This is factoring with some negatives involved.